candidates. But we are national, who makes what they have 30 governors, they have everything, make the election be free and fair. That's all. We are not asking for anything. Think we have to. Because we want to go with our own go.
As Nigeria inches closer to the 2027 presidential elections, the political landscape is already ablaze with tension and uncertainty. Even before the official election season begins, the stakes are high, the players are assertive, and the atmosphere is charged with both ambition and hostility. At the center of this unfolding drama is Peter Obi, whose recent declaration have sent ripples across the nation's political corridors. Obi has emphatically confirmed that he will contest the 2027 presidency and expects to be on the ballot, decisively putting to rest speculation that he might step aside or run as a deputy. His commitment is further cemented by his visible participation in the African Democratic Congress (ADC's) e-registration exercise in his ward at Agulu, Anambra State, signaling a full embrace of the party and its processes. Yet, Obi's path is far from uncontested. Within the ADC, he may face formidable opposition from former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, another potential contender whose ambitions have long captured national attention. Political commentators have urged Atiku to respect zoning principles and allow the presidency to remain in the south, a move that could position the ADC primaries as a defining contest between Peter Obi and Rotimi Amechi. Atiku himself once declared that he was the gateway to an Igbo presidency, a claim widely mocked at the time given his inability to clinch the presidency after several attempts, adding another layer of tension to the intra-party dynamics. The stakes are heightened by the escalating threat and violence facing ADC members on the ground. Amechi reportedly faced hostility while traveling to Rivers State for the party's e-registration exercise, with talks confronting him and the ADC secretariat in his ward set ablaze. This attack is not isolated. Similar incidents have been reported in Kaduna, Edo, and Lagos State, painting a grim picture of the challenges opposition parties face in mobilizing and registering ahead of the elections. The recurring pattern of intimidation suggests more than mere coincidences. A lot of people note that these coordinated attacks appear to be backed by state powers, sending a chilling signal about the length to which some political actors might go to undermine opposition efforts. Despite the All Progressive Congress dominance, holding 31 state governorships and controlling key federal structures, the intensity of these attacks reflects a growing fear of losing ground, revealing the precarious balance between power and insecurity in Nigeria's political arena. Adding another layer to this unfolding drama is the 2026 Electoral Act, which mandates all political parties to register their members through the e-registration process. This new requirement poses a potential challenge for many parties, as some may struggle to meet deadlines or ensure full compliance. Here, the ADC's proactive approach, highlighted by leaders like Peter Obi personally engaging in registration, positions the party ahead of its competitors and reinforces its commitment to adhering to the law. Alarmingly, these threats and violent tactics are occurring even before the election season officially begins, exposing opposition parties to a hostile and uneven playing field. The lack of a strong unified response from the opposition has allowed such intimidation to continue unchecked, raising serious concerns about the fairness, security, and transparency of the electoral process. Amid this turbulence, Peter Obi's hands-on approach in his word at Agulu stands as a powerful statement of resilience and determination. By actively participating in the ADC's registration exercise, he has reaffirmed his allegiance to the party and his unwavering commitment to contesting the 2027 presidency, even in the face of mounting challenges and threats. As the nation watches, the 2027 election battle lines are being drawn, not just in the corridors of power, but on the streets where candidates and party members navigate intimidation and political maneuvering. The drama is only beginning, and Peter Obi's journey is already shaping into one of courage and high-stakes political intrigue. More so, the government of the All Progressive Congress (APC) under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has faced significant challenges, particularly in addressing insecurity and managing the difficult economic reality affecting Nigerians. Rising living costs, economic reforms, and persistent security concerns in various parts of the country have placed considerable pressure on the administration, leaving many citizens grappling with hardship while the government continues to seek solutions. According to recent estimates from the World Bank, about 139 million Nigerians are currently living in poverty. This represents around 61% of Nigeria's population. In 2019, about 81 million Nigerians were living in poverty. By 2025, the number increased to about 139 million due to inflation, economic shocks, and population growth. Over 106 million Nigerians live in extreme poverty, living on less than $2 per day. Nigeria's rising poverty levels have been further worsened by the removal of fuel subsidy by the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu shortly after he assumed office in Nigeria. While the policy was introduced as an economic reform aimed at saving government revenue and reducing fiscal pressure, it triggered a sharp increase in fuel prices, transportation costs, and the general cost of living. With inflation rising and wages largely stagnant, many households have struggled to cope with the new economic reality. As a result, millions of Nigerians have been pushed deeper into poverty. Furthermore, the worsening security situation continues to deepen the hardship faced by ordinary Nigerians. In many rural communities, fear has now become a daily reality. Recent reports of the kidnapping of about 100 women and children in Goza, Borno State, once again highlight the persistent insecurity plaguing parts of Borno State in northeastern Nigeria. For communities that have already endured years of insurgency and displacement, such incidents are not just isolated tragedies. They are a reminder that safety remains fragile and uncertain. Villages that once depended on farming and small-scale agriculture for survival are now gripped by fear. Parents worry about sending their children to school, while farmers face the terrifying prospect of venturing into their fields, unsure if they will return home safely. Agriculture is the backbone of rural livelihoods across Nigeria, yet in many of these vulnerable areas, farmland is gradually being abandoned. The simple act of going to the farm, planting crops, tending livestock, or harvesting produce has become a life-threatening risk. Armed groups, kidnappers, and bandits have turned once productive farmlands into dangerous territories. The consequences are devastating. When farmers cannot farm, food cannot be produced. As fields lie fallow and harvests shrink, the ripple effects are felt far beyond rural communities. Food shortages increases, market prices rises sharply, and the cost of basic staples climbs beyond the reach of millions of Nigerians who are already struggling with inflation and economic hardship. For the poorest household, the situation is particularly serious. Families that once relied on their farm to feed themselves and sell surplus crops for income now fear a painful reality that there are empty fields, lost livelihoods, and the growing threat of hunger. What should have been a season of planting and harvesting has instead become a season of fear and uncertainty. Until insecurity is restored in these farming communities, Nigeria's food crisis and rising cost of living pressures may continue to worsen, leaving millions of vulnerable citizens caught in a circle of poverty, insecurity, and hunger. As Nigeria steadily moves towards the 2027 elections, the rise of the African Democratic Congress (ADC) as a credible opposition force is becoming increasingly significant in the nation's political landscape. At a time when the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC) holds substantial political power across the country under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the question many Nigerians are beginning to ask is whether the country's democracy can truly thrive without a strong and organized opposition capable of challenging the status quo. Democracy, by its very nature, thrives on competition. It breeds through debate, accountability, and a constant testing of ideas. Elections become meaningful not simply because citizens vote, but because they are presented with genuine choices, credible alternatives that reflect different visions for the nation's future. Without that choice, democracy risks becoming little more than a formality rather than a vibrant contest of ideas. What do you make of this news? Please comment, share, and like this video. This is Impact Media. Thank you for listening. I will see you again in the next video. Bye for now.